Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to Severance Hall. Severance Hall is known for the home of the Cleveland Orchestra, which is by far the best orchestra in the world. And likewise, our graduates today are some of the best trained medical students, again, in the world, and we are so proud. Our university has been around for almost 200 years, and if you look up, you'll see that we will begin the bicentennial celebration of Case Western Reserve University probably tomorrow. And we are so delighted to have been providers of education, medical education. The medical school bicentennial will be about 15 years thereafter, but we are glad that all of us have made it to this milestone, and especially for our students. Now, the diploma ceremony is both simple and profound. It reflects a journey of growth and sacrifice, of mastering science and developing skills, caring for patients, and improving the health first of every patient you see, but also the health of your community, our country, and the world. A tall and never-ending task. During your years here, I think we would all agree that you've changed and transformed yourselves from students in an academic sense to students of society and of health. And you've witnessed incredible challenges, changes, crisis, upheaval, wars, and social adjustments as well. But during that time, you have persevered, and you have been focused on the well-being of your patients in need with empathy and with the strength and character that you brought here. Now, you're not here just because you scored well on a few exams. It's because you've always demonstrated an incredible passion and dedication to the health of others. Now, I'll also comment that providing you a diploma today, this is a graduation ceremony, but it's also commencement. Now, we use that term pretty loosely, but commencement for us in this field means that in 3 short weeks, you'll be commencing as your first day as a resident and taking on the new tasks of both having an MD after your name and the responsibilities of caring for others. And so you're at the pinnacle as you graduate with us, and we know you will be commencing at the beginning elements of your residency. We look forward to that. So I'm delighted that we have 204 new physicians, and we have 3 programs that I'm going to tell you about. And I'm going to ask each of our groups to stand. I'm going to start with the 158 graduates of our university track Western Reserve 2 program. Let's hear it for these folks, if those 158 could. The Western Reserve 2 program is built on the pillars of scholarship, clinical mastery, population health sciences, leadership, and civic professionalism. We began our countrywide tradition of leading in medical education in the early 1950s when we began a new block program called the Western Reserve Program, and in the late 1990s transformed it into a small group discussion program called the Western Reserve 2, now taken up by almost every medical school in the country. So you leave here today empowered to keep learning, to collaborate, and to find the answers that you don't yet know. Secondly, I'd like to identify the 14 graduates of our Medical Scientist Training Program, or MSTP. Could you please stand? I'm glad they don't look exhausted because they've been with us for 8 years, getting both a PhD and an MD. They represent the pinnacle of the physician-scientist capability to do both science and medicine, the science and the art. And they have a remarkable accomplishment of publications, and they bring us forward with the tradition that we were the first in the country to start of a combined MD-PhD program back in 1956. And we look forward to the astonishing discoveries and impact that these 14 will have in the world. We also graduate 2 physicians who have earned both an MD degree and a certificate in oral and maxillofacial surgery. Would those 2 stand up if they're here? Thank you. Thank you. And our newest, although it's now 21 years old, are the 32 students graduating from the Cleveland Clinic Lerner College of Medicine Lerner College program. Would you please stand up? These 32 are a unique program in the country in which they have a year fully dedicated to research and have developed both that clinical research and basic research interface, which is so hard in today's environment. Their accomplishments, publications, recognition has been exceptional, and we're incredibly proud of this group and the support of the Cleveland Clinic in those endeavors. For all of you, the accomplishments in your direction have been incredible. We are remarkably impressed with how well this entire class did matching to residency programs around the country, many to their first choice and all to first-rate institutions. So on behalf of everyone here, I want to say how proud we are on stage with your accomplishments and what lies ahead for all of you. So congratulations. Behind me are an incredible array of faculty supporters for your activities, and I appreciate their dedication to your learning experience. But behind you are your parents, grandparents, siblings, children, coaches, neighbors who have come long and far to be with you because they recognize how important this day is. Let's please applaud everybody in the audience who has helped us get here. I also want to thank not only those on stage behind me who have been instrumental in your activities, but also the more than 3,500 full-time faculty across our hospitals in Northern Ohio who have offered you educational experiences in urban settings, inpatient settings, intensive care units, out in rural communities so that you can really get the full breadth of exposure to the medicine issues in front of our society today. So I really do appreciate our entire faculty of the School of Medicine. So let me just give a round of applause. Now today is somewhat of a time for reflection. In fact, many of you took photographs this morning. You'll take more snapshots when we leave the hall today with families, friends, your new colleagues, and classmates. And when I look at the individual snapshots, and you do as well, you see just an absolute sliver in time, and they connect together to your individual stories. And your stories, through the time that you've been here as a medical student, really can be brought together to think about the fabric of your class and the relationship of your class to the entire School of Medicine. So I like to have you think about going from a snapshot to a story to a fabric. Now, you'll leave here with the snapshots and the stories, but you'll also leave here with that fabric. Each of you provides a thread of that fabric, and you can pull it tight. You'll be amazed at how often you come back to your colleagues and friends, even to us, and remember and interact with each other over years to come. For those of us a little bit more senior, we know how often we're in touch with our classmates in medical school for decades, over periods of time, either as consultants in medicine, as colleagues, maybe as golf partners, but also as advisors and even collaborators over time. You're going to trust this group more than you trust anyone else. So I look forward to you keeping those memories tight and close, and we'll keep in touch with you as well. So what's ahead? We know that medicine is a lifelong learning process. You'll encounter challenges, difficult cases, uncertainties, ethical questions that come forward, moments of doubt. I like to think of them all as teachable moments. So develop your routine for self-care. The work is demanding, resilient. Resilience takes maintenance. Teamwork matters, of course, and medicine is a collaborative field. None of us know all that we need to. The best outcomes come from the collective interpretation of data and collective decision-making. You are advocates as well, advocates for your patients, advocates for what's right, advocates for the best care that you can see. That's part of the oath that you'll take as you leave here or this early afternoon. But focus on your unique skills and what you bring to the table, and be proud to both care for your patients and to learn from others. And also, remember to do it with a smile. Saying thank you, either to your patient or colleague, or the person who's helping you on the floor, melts those challenges away. So now I'd like to move on and introduce our incredible faculty on stage with me here today. And as I call each of your names, I'm going to ask you to stand up, and it's fine with me if we have interim applause, and we'll certainly applause at the end. So representing our hospital partners as Senior Associate Deans is Jamie Stoller, representing the Cleveland Clinic. Dan Simon, representing University Hospitals. John Shea, representing Metro Health Medical Center. And Robert Bonomo, representing the Louis Stokes VA. Our medical student and medical education leadership are here. Dr. Leah Logio, Vice Dean for Medical Education. Dr. Bud Isaacson, Executive Dean for the Cleveland Clinic Winter College Program. Dr. Christine Warren, Associate Dean for Admissions and Student Affairs for the Cleveland Clinic Program. Dr. Steve Riccinati, Associate Dean for Medical Student Affairs. And Dean of the Wern Society. Dr. Marjorie Greenfield, Assistant Dean. And Dean of the Geiger Society. Dr. Todd Ottersman, Assistant Dean. And Dean of the Blackwell-McKinley Society. Dr. Jill Azok, Assistant Dean. And Dean of the Satcher Society. Dr. Jason Lambrisi, Assistant Dean. Of the Gerberding Society. Dr. Neil Mehta, Associate Dean for Curriculum Affairs for the Cleveland Clinic. Dr. Lena Mehta, Associate Dean for Admissions. Dr. Anastasia Roland Seymour, Associate Dean for Program Innovation and Educational Enhancement. Dr. Monica Yepes Rios, Assistant Dean for Student Engagement and Wellbeing. Dr. Mark Jackson, Vice Dean for Graduate Studies. Dr. Alex Wang, Director of the Medical Sciences Training Program. Dr. Robert Jones, Assistant Dean for Clinical Education, Metro Health. Dr. Catherine Miller, Assistant Dean for Longitudinal Education. Dr. Robert Wilson, Chair and Physician Advisor of the Learner College Program. Dr. Heidi Gullett, incoming Robin Society Dean. Dr. Marcus Germany, incoming Geiger Society Dean. And Stacy Jolly, Director for Career Advising. I also welcome Dr. Tom Abelson, representative of our Medical Alumni Board, and Dr. Eric Shapiro, President of the Academy of Medicine of Cleveland and Northern Ohio. So thank you all for your incredible contribution to this class and to the School of Medicine. These jobs are complex, and we as our students have taken the undulations of our society, of our pandemic in the past, and the current medical environment seriously in our education programs. I'd now like to recognize our recipients of the Excellence in Teaching Award. This is the Kaiser Permanente Teaching Award, and our students took nominations and selected the 4 faculty who most engaged in the importance of education for their experiences. So we have 2 awards for each of our medical student programs, the university program and the Learner College program, 1 in the preclinical period and 1 for the clinical track. The Kaiser University Track Preclinical Award goes to Alex Briberbisco. Could he please stand? For the University Track Clinical Award, Dr. Andrew Golden. For the Learner College Program Preclinical Period, Dr. William Albabish. And for the Learner College Program Clinical Award, Dr. Craig Nielsen. I would also like to recognize the members of our faculty who are on the podium behind me, who were either individual members, department chairs, distinguished Emirati faculty, and Emeriti faculty, many of whom are on stage because of their dedication to the school and because they've been asked to hood one of our graduates. Your dedication to our students, patients, and each other has gone a long way to maintain that fabric of the School of Medicine. I also want to ask that in the audience, Case Western Reserve faculty or students who have a child, sibling, or family member graduating with us today to please be recognized by standing up. Thank you. Medicine education is a long journey, and a number of our students come from a background in which no one in their family had even attended college. And those of us who've been through our education program certainly recognize that it's just a little bit harder to get through that entire period. It's a longer path to go. So I'd like to ask our graduates who were the first in their families to graduate from college to please stand. Now, all of us come from families where there was someone who was the first to go to college. And we can look back at our individual families and recognize just how much of a catapult that was to our family throughout the generations. So I wish each of you luck, because no one from your family will be able to say that again, because you've done it. So thank you. Next, I'm ready to turn over to our Vice Deans for Education for a few remarks. We'll hear first from Dr. Leah Logio, our Vice Dean for Medical Education, who has been incredible in her efforts these past few years and has helped the school move through our reaccreditation process with the LCME, about a 2-year process which our students took a major active role in. And then we'll hear from Bud Isaacson, who is the Executive Dean for the Lerner College program. He's brought a wealth of comfort and knowledge and experience, as well as passion and dedication to his role. So first, let me ask Leah Logio to join us at the podium.
Good morning. Congratulations, doctors, and congratulations to all of your family and friends who have been on this great journey, great adventure with you. You are nearly alums of the Case Western Reserve School of Medicine, and I feel honored to have been a small part of your journey. We know that you will make us very proud as you move on to all those places you will go and all those wondrous things that you will do. My wish for you is that you will always find joy and meaning, deep joy and meaning in the care of patients. Being with patients remains my happy place. It gives me such a strong sense of purpose. To help others is a privilege, especially in their time of need and suffering. Cure often and care always. At orientation, I sometimes refer to our incoming medical students as shiny pennies. There's so much excitement and enthusiasm and readiness to immerse into the study of medicine. But now look at you. You're buffed and shiny again, newly minted and ready for the next adventure into the practice of medicine, into the specialties that you've chosen. And again, you are full of as much promise and potential as when you started medical school. As Dean Gerson said, commencement is in fact a beginning, not an ending. I'll leave you with one of my favorite Winston Churchill quotes. Now, this is not the end. It's not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. Congratulations to each and every one of you. I'll now turn it over to Dr. J. Harry Isaacson.
Thank you, Leah and Stan. On behalf of Cleveland Clinic and CCLCM, congratulations to all our graduates, the families, friends, and loved ones here. I think our investment has been very good. You're no longer shiny pennies. I think you're priceless. How about that? You know, I was reflecting and thinking this collection right here, it's hard to get a class together. You know, how do we get our class together? Graduation is really the one time we get everyone back together. They've been across the country doing various rotations. The collection of talent in this room is just awesome. And I want you to think for a minute about the impact you're going to make on the world. So I had to involve AI to explore this topic. And I really was interested in saying, how many lives are you going to touch collectively? So I did a couple AI searches. I landed on Microsoft Copilot. And I said, for a class, I didn't know if it was 204 exactly what, but how many patients is a class of 200 medical students going to see in their lifetime as physicians? Well, first of all, Microsoft gave me some feedback, which I loved. I didn't know. It usually gives the answer, said, that's a fascinating question that delves into the potential impact of a graduating medical class. I said, yeah, I'm onto something here. And then it said there's a number of factors you have to consider, obviously, what specialty you go into. If you're an ER physician, you're going to see the most, probably. If you're highly specialized, you may see fewer. Also, we don't know what's going to happen in society with technology, all these factors. So I said, well, okay, give me a low estimate and a high estimate. Here's the low estimate for the number of lives you will touch collectively: 30 million. That's the low bar. High bar, 78 million. It's awesome. And after it gave me that number, Microsoft Copilot said, it's a powerful thought to consider the immense impact these future doctors will have on the health and well-being of their community. So, I don't think they're hallucinating here. I think this is the real deal. So I want you to think about the impact you will collectively make. As Dr. Logio said, time with the patients is so precious. You have the ability to make a huge impact on the world. We are so excited to see what you will do. Congratulations.
I have the distinct honor and privilege to introduce our speaker this morning. Dr. Craig R. Smith is the Valentine Mott Professor of Surgery, Chair of the Department of Surgery at Columbia University Irving Medical Center of New York Presbyterian Hospital. Dr. Smith graduated Phi Beta Kappa from Williams College in 1970, followed by the pursuit of a PhD in biophysics at Dartmouth, looking at proximotropism, his own term, of Phycomyces, a fungal sporangiospore. He resigned from graduate school once he decided to pursue a career in medicine. Dr. Smith is an alum of Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine, class of 1977, recruited by Jack Coy, the namesake of my professorship. After graduating with honors, including election into Alpha Omega Alpha, he pursued his training in general surgery, followed by a fellowship in vascular surgery at the University of Rochester, before then heading to New York City to complete training in cardiothoracic surgery at Columbia Presbyterian. Dr. Smith joined the Columbia faculty in 1984, and 20 years later would reach high acclaim as the surgeon who performed the quadruple bypass on former President Bill Clinton. Early in his career, he built the inaugural, highly successful program in heart, lung, and lung transplantation at Columbia, which remains the major transplant program in the region. Over his time, his focus shifted to valve repair and replacement, coronary bypass procedures, and operations involving the thoracic aorta. Dr. Smith was appointed chief of the Division of Cardiothoracic Surgery at Columbia in 1996 and was named chair of the Department of Surgery in 2010. Notable among numerous honors and awards, in 2012, Dr. Smith was the 92nd president of the American Association for Thoracic Surgery. Dr. Smith is what we might call a Renaissance man. He's lived many lives, starting with working dangerous jobs in the steel mills outside of Philadelphia, then as a telephone lineman in Vermont. He's also the author of a book entitled Nobility in Small Things, A Surgeon's Path. In it, he shares his journey and reflects on many lessons learned throughout his career. He shares his interest in the mechanics of pipe organs, refers to himself in one story as a cyborg, and reveals the intimate privilege and deep vulnerability he feels when operating on patients, touching their hearts. My takeaway from reading his book is to practice all the small things, all those details in what we do in our craft as physicians, to the point of making them routine. Doing this, you can accomplish anything. He has clearly achieved much with this philosophy. During the first phase of the COVID pandemic in 2020, Dr. Smith wrote a daily communication to his department to inform and reassure them once the ORs were all shut down. In total, he wrote 59 daily updates from March 15th through May 12th. His words ultimately provided much needed inspiration. In them, he often leaned on mission and professionalism to instill courage to carry on. Many of these messages went viral and received international attention. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Craig Smith to the podium so we can hear some encouraging words of his wisdom.
Well, if you believe half that, you disappoint me. No, these aren't my words. No, I'm kidding. I'm just setting up this avowal if this doesn't go well. First, the acknowledgement, and I'm quoting from this university's website. In recognizing the land upon which we reside, we express our gratitude and appreciation to those who lived and worked here before us. It's been 48 years since I lived and worked here. Your gratitude and appreciation are more than adequately expressed by granting this ancient ancestor the honor of speaking today to faculty, parents, and family, and especially graduates on this important occasion in this magnificent setting. This will be the last commencement ceremony for most of you, as it was for me in 1977. My task today is simplified by the fact that each of you has endured at least a few commencements during your life. I'm sure previous speakers have admonished you to embrace failure and follow your heart, and you've already run enough laps in life to have tested those lofty principles. My last commencement address was to a prep school years ago. The parents gave me a raucous standing ovation when I told the graduates why they should never get tattooed. But I won't try that again since you're old enough to live with your choices. But in that vein, since you will be joining me as peers and colleagues at the end of this ceremony, I will address you as such. Peers should expect directness and honesty, which guarantees we won't always agree. But if I'm not willing to say what I really think, why should you listen to me? I'll begin with an old story. In 1984, I spent a month at Stanford observing their pioneering heart-lung transplant program. I bumped into a man who had been a close friend in the early 1970s when he was finishing his MD PhD and I was pretending to work on a PhD in biophysics. He'd become a tenured professor in immunology at Stanford and was becoming known for some of the foundational science behind an important biotech startup. Over too many drinks one night at a bar in Palo Alto, I asked if he missed taking care of patients. He shook his head without detectable regret and explained, "I'm driven by peer group recognition, and patients are not my peer group." Patients are not my peer group. At the time, I thought to myself, that's an interesting way to put it. Isn't everyone a patient someday? But over the years, I've come to realize that my old friend had actually captured perfectly the kind of self-referential bubble that underpins the monoculture of contemporary higher education. It's the attitude that has slowly strangled viewpoint diversity and eroded public confidence in us because people are no longer our peer group. We've abandoned the sweaty marketplace of unanswered questions to lounge in a temple of unquestioned answers. Now, I mention this today because our cloistered monoculture has had much to do with motivating the Trump administration's intrusion into higher education, an unavoidable topic for anyone in our profession right now. Now, viewed most charitably, and I'll admit this may be Pollyanna adjacent, perhaps the government wants only to recalibrate the way indirect costs of research are shared, an arguably overdue reconfiguration of what all sides should acknowledge has become a critical codependency. It is a codependency for the government because NIH-funded research has produced a return on investment that is the envy of the world, while at universities the dependency has become existential, such that even a Solomonic compromise on indirect rates will dramatically change the way many universities do business. For example, the health sciences at Columbia University receive $1 billion in federal funding annually, which is 29% of their operating budget. Dependency on that scale is making it hard for those impacted to see the problem dispassionately. Our monoculture, bless its heart, believes that good faith is always present on its side of a negotiation and always absent on the other side. Therefore, any flavor of compromise with our federal government is labeled appeasement, capitulation, caving, bending the knee, kissing the ring. We're going to lose everything anyway, the argument goes, so we might as well go down fighting. To me, that's an expression of despair and willed helplessness that doesn't resonate, but it always draws applause at faculty meetings and clearly makes people feel better. Theirs not to reason why, theirs but to do and die, into the valley of death rode the 600. Now, I'd rather work towards a mixture of wins and standoffs and fallbacks than gallop off with the light brigade. There's an old saying about advertising, that we know it works about half the time, we just don't know which half. It is critical for us to remind the government that NIH funding is similar, and very importantly, that the payoff from the half that works accounts for our country's scientific and technological dominance. Now, behind the curtain of Harvard's monoculture invigorating resistance, reliable sources tell me that there are intensive legal and meta-legal negotiations going on that give me hope for a survivable future. I believe the same is true at Columbia, minus the big bluff. Now, graduates, I don't pretend to know how this battle will end or when or how exactly it will impact your future, but I do suggest adopting a guardedly optimistic long view. Now, I'm aware that the graduates in front of me are mostly the so-called Zoomers of Gen Z. The social sciencey witches and warlocks of the media inform me that your generation is lazy, impoverished, socially isolated because of cell phone toxicity, indifferent to procreation, and always on the verge of burnout. You're famous for quiet quitting and resenteeism. Together, those labels mean you bitterly complain about a job at which you work only hard enough to avoid being fired. A health journalist for New York Magazine recently contributed to this genre in a chatty piece focused on disillusionment inside medicine, with the biasing title, "To Become a Doctor, Denial Helps." An ENT surgeon who was quitting in her 30s deplores the false promise of medicine. A medical student echoes the quiet quitting theme by saying, "Our generation is realizing you don't have to kill yourself." Now, I don't buy all the labeling and catastrophizing, and I hope you don't. Ennui and crises of motivation were not invented by Zoomers. There were oceans of both among my fellow boomers in the 1960s and 70s. Actually, I challenged Zoomers to beat my generation at espousing avoidance of hard work in their 20s. You know, our anthem was, "Oh, what a bummer, man. You know, you're stressing me out." Yet many aimless, self-involved boomers became hard-working high achievers and have hoarded wealth that may be coming your way someday. I will respectfully reach across the generational divide and suggest that you at least keep your minds open to being seduced by work. Consider the possibility that real wellness is increased much more by rewards derived from big goals worth achieving than it's decreased by the difficulty of reaching them. Or put metaphorically, there are destinations that justify any journey. I pledged at the outset to avoid repeating what you've heard from previous commencement speakers or, God knows, from Tech Bro TED Talks urging you to fail fast or move fast and break things. I mean, look at the evidence. Here you sit in Severance Hall, successful and unbroken. It's possible you will never fail, at least not in the grand, best-selling memoir, viral screenplay sense of the term. That's all good news. But you are entering a profession in which a life hanging in the balance, quite literally, might depend on you. In that situation, things can come at you very fast. Here's a paradox. Although you may never capital F fail, you're going to make many, many mistakes. So indulge me in some analogies from baseball. Note for context that baseball is a team sport in which players have very specific individual roles. Professional baseball has kept close track of individual errors for 160 years. The most frequent error committers in baseball history are shortstops, along with a few second and third basemen. In other words, the best defensive athletes in the game. Why all the errors? Because of frequency times difficulty. They have the opportunity, I might even say the privilege, of facing the most difficult plays. Now, it's obvious that the game doesn't end just because somebody made an error, but that leads me back to the healing sports. If you remember nothing else, remember this: it's never the first mistake that harms the patient. Harm comes from the next 3 or 4 bad decisions that compound the initial error. So when you drop that fly ball or overthrow the plate, keep thinking, keep trying to make the right choices, you'll be fine. Irretrievable single errors are rare. Now back to baseball, notice that each game is potentially infinite. In the final inning, no matter the score or how the team got there, and even if you sprinkle in a few errors, as long as the team keeps making plays, you and they can still win. In your individual role, just keep thinking, keep trying, stay in the game. Think of yourself as always batting in the bottom of the ninth. So enough about mistakes and politics and future dread. To bring this to a close, I'll try to show you what isn't at risk as you enter our great profession, what will always be there for you. I hope you'll bear with me in a couple of fantasies. You'll remember that in my introduction, I selfishly appropriated gratitude from the acknowledgement that is officially aimed at Native American tribes of the Great Lakes. So imagine yourself tesseracted from your seat here today, a couple thousand years back, into a thriving Chippewa village. The villagers are favorably impressed by your travel regalia and your funny hat and welcome you into their community. A few days later, the village healer asks for help with a man who'd been ambushed by enemies while pulling steelhead out of the Cuyahoga River. You're led to the victim's wigwam. The man has fever, delirium, and a suppurating tomahawk wound in his thigh. You make a vat of detergent solution by collecting baskets full of buffalo berry and soapwort leaves. Both are indigenous plants high in saponin. You sterilize pieces of fabric in boiling water and begin a series of antiseptic, wet-to-dry wound treatments 3 times a day. His fever resolves, bright red granulation tissue appears in the wound. A few months later, fully recovered, he is there to save your life from an attack by a direwolf. Now imagine time traveling many years into the future, into a world dominated by super-intelligent androids. The machines have reversed climate change and ended warfare. Despite your academic regalia, the androids roaming the surface recognize you as belonging to an ancient class of bipedal, bibrachial, carbon-oxygen life forms. You are unceremoniously cast into an abyss into which the androids dump obsolete parts of themselves. You find the abyss teeming with similar soft, hairy life forms, whose fate is to chew the scrap into component precious metals for recycling until their molars wear down to nothing. A large piece of discarded android carapace crashes into the chest of a sweating, shirtless, young male life form working near you. Moaning with pain, he falls onto a pile of selenium dust he'd been shoveling into bags. By the time you've clambered to his side, he's gasping for air and losing consciousness. You notice a depression in his right rib cage. His carotid pulse is faint, his neck veins are bulging. As you move your hand to the front of his neck, his skin crackles under your fingers, and you find his trachea deviated to the left of center. Rummaging through the trash at your feet, you find a piece of sharp metal to break the skin over his right second rib. Then you shove a broken piece of metal hydraulic tubing through the skin break into his chest. Bloody froth blows out through the tube. He wakes up, breathes more easily, and an hour later you pull out the tube. The young life form recovers fully. Months later, he discovers a vulnerability in the android base code that leads to a successful revolution by the life forms over their masters. You eventually retire to fishing for steelhead in the Cuyahoga. What these two scenarios presume to show is this: come what may, and for all time, entry into our profession grants the privilege of being useful. Whether something you've done is great or small, procedural or diagnostic, and totally successful or not, you will have been useful. Now, maybe that doesn't sound like much. You're thinking, shouldn't life have purpose and meaning? Certainly great to have, but those are personal satisfactions attainable without being specifically useful to anyone but yourself. You say, what about being supportive and empathic? Well, forgive me, but any compassionate person can do that. You're about to acquire a kind of usefulness that rests on a vast and ever-expanding body of knowledge. It's a usefulness grounded not just in science, but in humanism. You can be useful to entire populations, or to individuals one at a time, or to populations and individuals at the same time. Your professional journey officially begins, as mine did, when you process out through the doors of this awe-inspiring concert hall. I've reached the far, far horizon of my journey. I'm not very useful anymore. But I can still stand here and pass on the sacrament of utility to you today. I can pass it on only because you've earned it. It's a blessing to be genuinely useful in the most intimate, personal, and elemental epiphanies and calamities of life. That's your portal to the pure, innermost, and immortal heart of medicine. Honor it, serve it, respect it, and enjoy it.
Thank you for those, frankly, very incredible words that are incredibly wise and appreciated. I suspect everyone who's a physician would wish that they'd been in your operating room with you. And to commemorate today, I have a small gift of appreciation for your inspiration to the class of 2025 as we enter the medical profession, presented to Craig R. Smith, Jr., MD, class of 77. Thank you. We're going to come to the Hippocratic Oath in a few minutes after we do some diplomaizing, but I think you will agree, I think you just heard the Hippocratic Oath. So now, finally, it's in fact time for us to give out some diplomas, which have been incredibly well earned, and thank you all for waiting. It is a remarkable point in time, and as you've heard numerous times, we're going to let you leave the hall with your diploma. But, you know, you're really not going to be an MD until you write it down and you change your email signature. So I want you all to do that today. And wait till it actually means it the first time you write an order or prescription. I now invite our Student Society Deans to join us for hooding. The marshals will make sure we keep everybody in name place. Dr. Lena Meda will read the names of our graduates. You've known her since your very first contact with our school. And we'll invite you up and shake the lineup of hands that you will see in front of you. And I'm looking forward to the next few minutes, so congratulations.
Students, future physicians, please come forward as I call your name. Dr. Muta Abif. Dr. James Ahad. Dr. Aaron On. Dr. Hannah Arndt. Dr. Osadebeme Ibe. Dr. Sarah Almoman. Dr. Afua Ansa. Dr. Andrew Oppert. Dr. Ramon Arza. Dr. Helena Baffo-Bani. Dr. Dalton Bannister. Dr. Devin Caniel Barzayo. Dr. Nicholas Beatty. Dr. Parinaz Bebahani Najad. Dr. Madeline Blazel. Dr. Aaron Braverman. Dr. Eric Bergera Kothi. Dr. Megan Callahan Vanderwall. Dr. Christopher Cantrell. Dr. Lydia Alice Cassard. Dr. Kelly Chambers. Dr. Daniel Chen. Dr. Mingda Chen. Dr. David Donghong Chong. Dr. Jeffrey Chu. Dr. Ana Clavijo. Dr. Spencer Kaufman. Dr. Michaela Cooley. Dr. Janine Corley. Dr. Michelle A. Cruz. Dr. Kristen Curtis. Dr. Larissa D'Souza. Dr. Jamie DeChico. Dr. Marissa DeLuca. Dr. Megan Dillon. Dr. Shreya Krishna Donthi. Dr. Dominica Druitt. Dr. Radhika Dugal. Dr. Nancy Dunbar Abai. Dr. Alex Ishindralo. Dr. Mohammed Alabta. Dr. Priya Epple. Dr. Varisha Asani. Dr. Jesse Feinzilber. Dr. Lauren Fain. Dr. Shannon Ying Fong. Dr. Sammy Ferris. Dr. Dre Marcus Farrell. Dr. Mark Farrell. Dr. Erica Fleming Hall. Dr. John Joseph Francis. Dr. Perrin Bennett Smith Fugo. Dr. Kevin Fung. Dr. Deborah Gakpo. Dr. Jacob Edward Gardner. Dr. Allison Gaznick. Dr. Thomas Gautier. Dr. Noor Ghali. Dr. Debolina Ghosh. Dr. Jeffrey Gerardo. Dr. Shravya Reddy Gogula. Dr. Carly Goldblatt. Dr. Camille Goodwin. Dr. Brady Green. Dr. Anya Gu. Dr. Urvi Gupta. Dr. Pam Guo. Dr. Penelope Halkiadakis. Dr. Andrew Halza. Dr. Kenna Hawes. Dr. Christian Joseph Hecht II. Dr. Danielle Herman. Dr. Kevin Haas. Dr. David Hoying. Dr. Vivian Hua. Dr. Lauren Fei Huang. Dr. Joshua Hunter. Dr. Ellen Hutchinson. Dr. Pregnia Iyengar. Dr. McKay Jarman. Dr. Yakub Yarmula. Dr. Bridger Jepson. Dr. Samiha Jalani. Dr. Julia Ho Young Ju. Dr. Amir Hussein Karimi. Dr. Benjamin Kelzer. Dr. Isabella Kent. Dr. Ryan Kaloff. Dr. Zain Kawaja. Dr. Aaron Kim. Dr. Hee-Kyung Jenny Kim. Dr. Pavel Kipnis. Dr. Hannah Kondolf. Dr. Sajal Kolhari. Dr. Emma Caitlin Kondrasik. Dr. Jonathan Lee. Dr. Kiana Xujen Liu. Dr. George Lowe. Dr. Renee Lyons. Dr. Megan McCrae. Dr. Jessica McWilliams. Dr. Arohi Mahabaleshwarkar. Dr. Jean-Luc Magro. Dr. Amulya Reddy Malu. Dr. Tatini Mal Sarkar. Dr. Gregory Manick. Dr. Orlando Martinez. Dr. Seth Mead. Dr. Andy Mew. Dr. Katrina Mikafalvi. Dr. Rohit Mishra. Dr. Carly Mitchell. Dr. Jameson Mitchell. Dr. Dana Muhana. Dr. Sakina Adebusi Mumuni. Dr. Archana Morley. Dr. Kelsey Murphy. Dr. Monica Nair. Dr. Nikhil Rajesh Nair. Dr. Victoria Joanna Netter. Dr. Joseph O'Brien. Dr. Amber Olson Morando. Dr. Jared Andrew Odko. Dr. Chineme Awubueke. Dr. Trina Paul. Dr. Shuangkong Pan. Dr. Siamrath Patanavanich. Dr. William Patterson. Dr. Caroline Ann Pinacchio. Dr. Katrina Piamonte. Dr. Seth Pinoski. Dr. Jake Pitcher. Dr. Joseph Carter Powers. Dr. Anirudh Prabhu. Dr. Nihal Punjabi. Dr. Amanda Quinones. Dr. Neil Akash Rana. Dr. Nithyam Rathi. Dr. Tripti Rathi. Dr. Asha Ravichandran. Dr. Oluwapeyubomi Runshawe. Dr. Rishi Sachdev. Dr. Saswat Sahu. Dr. Juliana Sanrame. Dr. Kunal Sanjay Sarnaik. Dr. Joel Sachs. Dr. Gabrielle Scariano. Dr. Rachel Schaefer. Dr. Sokna Umu Sek. Dr. Sai Lakshmi Senthil Kumar. Dr. Ryan Seth. Dr. Ishan Shah. Dr. Soham Shah. Dr. Trisha Sheng. Dr. Anu Sharma. Dr. Megan Sharp. Dr. Galen Shern Nance. Dr. Shi Shi. Dr. Akshata Silas. Dr. Jason Singer. Dr. Abigail Snyder. Dr. Beatriz Piron Serrato. Dr. Nula Laura Spillane. Dr. Preethi Shavardhan Sridhardhan. Dr. Elizabeth Stanley. Dr. Erin Sullivan. Dr. Clara Sun. Dr. Christy J. Sun. Dr. Anna Swenson. Dr. Calvin Taylor. Dr. Lauren Jane Taylor. Dr. Mihika Thuplidal. Dr. Marisa Tierheimer. Dr. Austin Thompson. Dr. Alicia Tomaszewski. Dr. Annalise Vaccarello. Dr. Grace Van Hare. Dr. Christopher Jacob Varlamos. Dr. Nikhil Vasaretti. Dr. Tiffany Vaughn. Dr. Derek Vos. Dr. Dennis Vroom. Dr. Mia Christine Ren Mei Wang. Dr. Naomi Wang. Dr. Davis Weaver. Dr. Caroline Wilkowski. Dr. Derek Perseus Wong. Dr. Mandy Huang. Dr. Victoria Shi Wu. Dr. Qianxi Xiao. Dr. James Xu. Dr. Brooke Yaffe. Dr. Noah Yaffe. Dr. Hannah Hetzel Eben Yerolamic. Dr. Junwei Zhang. Dr. Jack Y. Zhao. Dr. Ashley Zhang. Dr. Jeffrey Zhang. Dr. Eric Zhou. Dean Gerson, shall we do a selfie with our newest alumni and colleagues?
Well, that was pretty amazing, and we'll keep the day going with a little more glow as we move on. We have one more bit of hard work to do. At this time, I'd like Dr. Stephen Ricconati to lead the class of 2025 in the recitation of the Hippocratic Oath. I invite all physicians in the audience to rise and join them. Thank you.
If you'll open your program to page 19. Ready, class? As a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit consideration of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of health care. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I will make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Congratulations, doctors.
Thank you, and you may be seated. So one final congratulations to the class of 2025. I welcome you into the Society of Physician Healers of all humanity, a community of healers, thinkers, and advocates, a lineage more than 2,500 years in the making. You're stepping into a world that urgently needs your insight, your compassion, and your courage. Every day, physicians are called on not only to diagnose and to treat, but to confront injustice, to lead discoveries, and to hold hope. Your Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine degree carries weight as a credential and as a responsibility. I'm confident that you will carry forward the mission of our school to improve global health by linking discoveries and innovation to patients and populations in a superb and ongoing educational environment. Go forward with purpose and passion. The world is waiting. And from all of us, a very, very sincere congratulations. So thank you. We'd love to quickly go on and celebrate, so here are the mechanics for doing so. We will have a procession out of the Music Center, the folks on the podium, followed by all of our graduates. We would like very much to have a walk across the street up about a block on Adelbert to the Biomedical Research Building of the School of Medicine, where we have a large reception, both indoor and outdoor, plenty of material, plenty of locations for photographs up there. It'll be a little easier if we manage the logistics across the street so the traffic on Euclid can carry on after a short break for us to pass. So we will process out and look forward to seeing you at the Biomedical Research Building just up the street. And those of us who would like to take the van, it's down the stairs or the elevator to the first floor out onto Euclid and to Circle Drive. So, Martin Luther King Drive. So you can see us right there, and we'll be able to get you up, or else you can walk up about a block. Thank you very much.